We are going to learn a one-act play titled as The Bishop's Candlesticks. It is by Norman Macdonald. It is an adaptation of Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. I welcome you all to this English class. I am Professor Venkataramo B.R., Assistant Professor of English at Government First Grade College, Gudubandi. Friends, this is a class for the students of BCom 3rd semester of Bengaluru, North University. Please watch the video till the end. Friends, let us come to the contents of this video session. In this session, we are going to have the discussion on important incidents or events. We have some multiple choice questions and also the references. Friends, let us come to the Bishop Candlesticks Act 1 Scene Summary. Norman Macdonald's The Bishop Candlesticks is a very popular play based on the theme that love and kindness can change a man rather than violence. The play is about a convict who was arrested because he stole food for his starving and dying wife. He was put in jail, where he was tortured and treated like an animal. He ran away from the hell and broke into the bishop's house. The bishop represented all the noble Christian virtues and gave clothes and bed to the convict. The bishop's kind behavior softened the convict a little, but he could not contain himself from stealing the silver candlesticks. He was captured and brought back. The bishop saved him by telling the police that those candlesticks were a gift from him. The act of the bishop transformed the convict. He now believes that the Spirit of God dwells in the heart of every human being. Now let us come to the fact that the bishop always ready to help others. The bishop is always ready to help the needy persons of his parish. He goes to attend Mary's mother who is feeling poorly. He is out in the cold weather without supper. He sells his salt cellars to help Mary Gringois to pay her rent. His sister Parsom feels her brother is the dupe of every idle vagabond and old lying woman. He has sold his land, his furniture, and spent all his savings to help others. Parsom feels that her brother's generosity and innocence is being misused by the people of his parish. But the bishop thinks that the world is full of suffering and he can do very little to help the sufferers. Another important event in the play, that is, convict enters stealthily with a knife. The convict enters with a long knife and seizes the bishop from behind. He wants the bishop not to play any trick with him. He is too old to be caught with chaff. Parsom is frightened when she sees a knife in his hand. The convict is staring at them like a wild beast. The bishop asks Parsom to give company to the beasts at supper. The convict eats greedily and throws a bone on the floor. Parsom leaves the bishop with the convict and goes to her room. Then the convict narrates his story. Another important incident or event of the play is the convict's narration of his tragic story. Once the convict had a little hut and a wife. Then came the terrible year. He was out of the job and had no money. His wife, Janetti, fell ill. She was dying. He is told to buy her food. He was arrested. He pleaded with them why he stole, but they laughed at him. He was sentenced to 10 years in the prison hulks. The night he was sentenced, he was told that Janetti was dead. Another important event in the play is life in the hell. The convict was only a man now. He became a wild beast. The jail employees chained him like a wild beast. They lashed him like a hound. He was fed filth and covered with vermin. They took away his soul and gave a devil in its place. But one day they were careless and he escaped. Now come to another important event of the play, that is, convict steals bishop's candlesticks. The convict comes to know that he is with the bishop. He wants him not to try to convert him. He does not want any damn religion and the church. The bishop asks him to go to bed. When he left alone, the convict sees the silver candlesticks. He knows that they were given to the bishop by his mother. His heart goes soft, but he soon hardens himself, steals the candlesticks, and goes out into the darkness. Another most important incident of the play is the bishop is caught and brought back to the bishop. This is the climax of the play. When Parsom and the bishop got up the next morning, they found that the candlesticks and the convict missing. Soon they hear a knocking. A sergeant enters with 3 soldiers and the convict in chains. The sergeant says that they found the convict walking on the road with the candlesticks. They arrested him on suspicion. They identified the candlesticks of the bishop and so they brought them there to him. The bishop saves the convict by declaring that those candlesticks were given to him as a gift. The convict was freed again. The last important event of the play is the convict is transformed. The bishop saves the convict from going to hell again. This leaves a deep impression on the convict. He is transformed man now. He is no longer a wild beast. He sobs and repents. The bishop gives him candlesticks and the convict takes them in absolute amazement. The bishop shows him a very lonely path through the woods at the back of the cottage leading to Paris. The soldiers don't like lonely paths at night. The bishop blesses the convict and tells him that this poor body is a temple of the living God. Please watch the multiple choice questions which are related to the contents that we discussed just now. Thank you very much for watching this video.